Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4 here today on the channel. We're back on our Soviet Union Man the Guns DLC Road to 56 modded campaign. This is episode 7. In today's episode, war between the Comintern and the Allied forces has erupted. You could say the Cold War has hotted up. It's erupted. So guys, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're around here with notifications on, and let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for the series thus far and where you want me to expand and conquer. Feel free to leave a dislike if you don't like me or Hearts of Iron 4, but just let me know in the comments alternatively what other strategy games you would like me to let's play on the channel instead. So it's the 17th of February 1942. In the last episode we managed to eliminate the French Empire and stop another Napoleon gaining power and control in Europe. We currently have 355 divisions, 7,148 battalions loyal to Joseph Stalin. So the war has erupted already between the British and myself. We are currently at war with the Brits, and we have a staging ground in the United Kingdom itself. They're going to be bringing in the likes of Australia, New Zealand, the United States, Kingdom of England, Philippines, China as well, and we've obviously got the Soviet Union, Sweden, Italy, Yugoslavia, parts of communist China, Korea and Japan, and Belgium as well. So we currently have all my armies split around the world. We have Mexico on our side, so we have how many divisions here? 3 lots of divisions here are pushing against the contiguous United States. Over in Europe, we have, of course, the border with Spain, which we're going to need to push and take. And we've already managed to take some small territory here through naval invasion in Britain. We've managed to take the port south of Norwich, and we've also managed to take the port of Dover. We should be able to hit the Brits head on here, and we've also so this has already been sent as well, so we've got reinforcements heading over to Norwich as well to help us out. We've got a small border here against the Dutch, which we need to push, along with Denmark as well. A border will open up between Sweden and Norway, and that's all sort of the border wars that are going to be starting in Europe. Pushing further south to the Middle East, we're going to be pushing down through in there into Pakistan as well, and in India and whatnot. Do we have forces? No. I thought I sent forces to China. Where are they? Ah, they're further north. They're actually getting there. Right, they haven't actually made it there. That's what I was wondering. So, yeah, this is basically how the Comintern and Allied forces have changed up. So, let's have a look what's going on in Britain and start things off. 17th of February 1942, the Axis and the Japanese co-prosperity sphere has been eliminated, but the Cold War has warmed up. So, once we get here, we would be able to disembark. Oh, we've lost someone here. Ah, why have we lost our Field Marshal? I don't know why he's disappeared like that. So, now with our war with the Allied forces, it's going to take quite some time for all their enemies to load in, our enemies to load in. So, looks like the UK have called in the States and Spain. So for us to win this war against the Allied forces, we're going to have to take Great Britain, Spain pushing over the Pyrenees, and taking the United States pushing over Mexico. So we need to go gadget. We need to take as much territory as possible. So we are doing quite well pushing over the Pyrenees for now. Borders in Europe haven't opened up, and we are fighting alongside Mexican forces here in the States. My army builds have a lot of rocket artillery, anti-tank guns, because we were fighting Germans pretty early on. So we've got an abundance of artillery. We are using mass assault doctrine, so a lot of our divisions are swelled with Soviet recruits. We have 11 million manpower, and London has fallen. Fantastic. So these guys have arrived as well. So push to the border where you can. We want to continue upon the initiative and try and take that out. Alright, let's continue on. So Joseph Stalin is still our leader. Research-wise, we're currently... Oh, Peru has taken... Oh my god, there's just so much stuff loading in here. So we do have a nuke reactor getting researched. We're getting better quality radars. We're also improving our convoy sailing, support equipment, advanced computing science, and improved radar detection where we can. So with those new wars coming in, has that changed the theatre? So war is going in favour of the defenders, 16% supposedly. Really? We're about to nearly capitulate the UK. The Dutch have now been called in, along with Denmark. The Middle Eastern Front and Eastern China doesn't look like it's erupted. It does look like there are Viet Cong forces facing Allied-backed Chinese. We have 350 divisions in the bank, and we are trying to push against the United States in southern Mexico, but we are struggling somewhat. I really want to focus on the UK first before we go against the States. So we've nearly taken the south here quite well, and we're pushing further north where we can, but we are getting a little bit slowed down as well. Yugoslavia want to send us some divisions. Yeah, just try and push and take this territory where you can, please. Okay, we are getting a little bit of ground here as well, but this is going to be the largest, the bloodiest, and probably most costly war we're going to have to deal with. Luxembourg is here as well. They do have United States forces in there, which is quite funny. The Dutch are going to capitulate by the look of it, so then we can reallocate these forces to Spain. We can't seem to push further into Denmark, so if we can get rid of them. Alrighty, and they still seem to be holding down here in Plymouth. There seems to be a decent amount of Danish forces holding. So Birmingham is going to be taken with impunity, and how are we going in the States? Okay. The thing is, right, it's 1942. We are technically fighting the States a little bit late, and the Netherlands has capitulated. Fantastic. So they're going to have a lot of decent forces. Okay, so now we basically can go and get rid of Luxembourg here. I'd say they control Metz and the city there. Aarhus is going to be taken quite easily, and most of these northern territories. We are pushing down in the Middle East quite well, not so much down here in China. Oh, we seem to be taking some Chinese territory. No, we're not in a war there. Equipment-wise, infantry kit 42. Support companies, we can probably we can afford to go through that. Recon companies, also good. Tanks-wise, we've got the T-70, artillery, we have rocket artillery, and Tier 2 to 3 Tier 2 artillery and anti-tank. Doctrine-wise, we've finished mass assault already as well. Engineering, we're slowly going down to atomic research, and we can eventually get to 1943 industry as well. Birmingham's now been taken. So we've managed to kill 133,000. We've lost 170. Just due to, in some of our theatres of war, being closed down, I reckon. Cardiff has capitulated, but we're going to be able to push into the major manufacturing and industry hubs of Liverpool, Manchester, Sheffield and Leeds in this time period. We're about to capitulate Wales to the Soviet Union. But once we take out the UK, we're going to be able to massively reallocate a lot of our forces. So, okay. Yeah, that's a little bit costly there. It looks like some tried to push for Barcelona, but couldn't do it in the end. Once Luxembourg has capitulated, we're going to send a lot more forces north. And it looks like they've gained that ground, the Danes, unfortunately. The reason... Syria's capitulated, Luxembourg as well. Because we're fighting on so many fronts, unit cohesion sort of goes out the window slightly. Okay, so now we can reallocate you, especially these front lines as well. We'll reallocate you to the Spanish border here now to try and help out our boys. You push further south this way. Okay, but at least leave one unit to make sure we get Metz under our control. Okay, try and get you guys here, basically to the border here to control these islands. But we need to make sure we take the majority of this part of Denmark, pushing down into Syria as well. How has this opened up? Okay, it's opened up most of the Middle East there. So now that we're not at war, like individually with countries, and we're waiting on people to be called in, we can really change this up a bit and really just push for the entirety of the south. Because as you can see, there are 4 countries basically occupying this. So now if we take that... Hey, Lebanon. Oh, the UK's capitulated. Oh, perfect. We've managed to take the entirety of the United Kingdom. Okay, we'll take that Lend-Lease, and with you... Yeah, it's always a bit of a pain trying to take Denmark, because sometimes you can't actually draw the lines here, which is a pain. Oh well, no matter. Try and get the majority of everyone here, and then we'll split and try and push. Okay, how's the war going over in the States? So, we don't have supremacy in the south, and we've really been focusing on the UK. So, has this changed things at all? So now with the UK capitulated... We still need to take out the States and Spain. Okay, so you're pushing further south here now. Yeah, so we managed to have a quick war in the Middle East. Oh, okay, they've actually changed the colour of it, because now the States are the major power and faction leader. Alright, cool. Okay, so with this capitulation in the UK, we need to get some of our boys back. So go to the port of Portsmouth where you can. We'll send you to Dover. And where was the 3rd Army here? So essentially what I want you to do is garrison this entire area, probably, I would say. Make sure you garrison adequately the UK, because even though we have capitulated the country... They probably have... no, it's contested, right, because we've got our stuff there. I thought they might have control of the channel, because we went for our aggressive push, but now they're probably reallocated and tried to bring it back. No, but they haven't, which is good. The main thing to worry about the Brits is their navy. But, yeah, in Norway and a couple of these other middle to eastern countries, it doesn't look like... they are being called in by the Allies, which changed things up. So now that we've capitulated the UK, it's time to focus on Spain and then the United States. So we've had a little bit of a decent push here. It might actually just be in our best interest to make sure we bed down and sort of hold where we are, because we've taken incremental steps, but overall... settings, we've managed to capitulate the UK. We haven't had a sort of a reflective sort of push. Okay, that's fine there. They're being reallocated now. Has everyone gotten to those southern England ports? Okay, we've got a lot of action going on here. We did lose some pilots. We sunk some ships. We are losing pilots sporadically, but we are sinking as well. Well, 67 fighters were taken out. However, we managed to sink 3 Danish coastal defences. Crikey. The Danes are still holding out here in Plymouth. And we are raining artillery down upon them. Yeah, it's so weird. Alright, we can push for Copenhagen now. Just took us a little while to take that little island piece. So Denmark's going to be able to fall, which is fantastic. Then 24 divisions will be freed up. My god, the AI just calculating stuff is insane. Okay, there's been a better quality push further in the south. We're still rendezvousing here. Oh, we're actually pushing further down into Jerusalem as well. Yeah, so there are forces there, but there hasn't been too much active fighting. So, with that short ceasefire with the US, either side really hasn't taken ground. Okay, so there are, yeah, Argentina. So there are US-backed troops in Chile, Georgetown and stuff there. That's fine. And it looks like, what is this? Guatemala has joined the Allies, so there could be a conflict there. So we're just waiting for our units to wrap up the quick war in Denmark, and fantastic, we've managed to capitulate them. So war hasn't broken out in the Nordic country of Norway and Scandinavia. Australia's now being called in. Yeah, just periodically just calling them in one by one is a bit of a pain. Okay, so we want to try and get these guys down to Spain as quickly as possible. So try and take the, what's this, Galatia? Yeah, let's take the northern Galatian region. So how are we going? Casualties-wise, 166k Brits lost their lives. Iceland takes control of foreign affairs. Okay, so have we not technically called everyone in? I guess there's some countries that refuse. Alright, so the States and the UK are still fighting it out. We've lost 262. Who else is up there with the casualties? 80k for the States, 54 for Spain. But it's interesting how Spain went around in this series. They had a democratic fascist war. The communists weren't involved. Then eventually a united Spain unified under an authoritarian king. Okay, so we are pushing quite well here. There seems to be Brits and Brazilian forces. Okay, these guys are pushing for this. Okay, so we'll probably try and move you here and get you guys over the channel as well, so you can be disembarked in Dunkirk, and then we'll get you down to Spain, because then eventually we want to try and get you to the mainland of the United States. So we still have convoy escorts here. There's a small amount of attrition being taken. Okay, there's that small resistance there, which we want to eradicate. Alright, they've now arrived. We really want to try and get Spain over and done with. Push for Lisbon there. Alrighty. And they're swinging down as well. Nothing has sort of opened up here. They seem to be holding out alright there. Yeah, it hasn't really erupted as much as I would like in the Far East. Okay, we're still bombing the hell out of United States ports. So there seems to be Afghani, Mexican, and what nation is this? Like Xinjiang forces fighting in Mexico. But we have taken a small amount of states' territory, which is good. Okay, we still seem to be holding there fine. There hasn't been any crazy naval invasions either, and these guys have made their way as well. Okay, so once we take Spain, we will have a Atlantic push westward. Now, there's a couple of ways we can enter, ferrying and safely moving our troops. As we can send them directly to Mexico. We can even use what's this country again? The Dominican Republic. We can use that as a bit of a staging ground as well. But it looks like the Comintern is winning in Central and Southern America. We're losing probably in Africa, I would say. We're winning the Middle East, the European theatre, and it's pretty neck and neck here. Not really too much action is going on there. Oh, the United Arab Emirates has been called in, so we'll be able to go against the UAE. And in Spain, there still seems to be some open pockets of territory that we should ideally push. Oh, and Pakistan's come in, which is actually quite huge, because that's going to open up this huge front here. We have a decent amount further in the north, and now our forces are going to be able to fight Pakistanis. Right, okay, so, yeah, I thought it looked a little bit deceiving, because we'll send a unit to Madrid and Salamanca. Oh, and now India's being called in. Okay. Morocco and the UAE have fallen. Okay, now with taking that... Yep, so now that with eliminating those troops holding in Plymouth and Cornwall, we can get back on that defensive plan. Okay, how's stuff going in Spain? Yeah, because we are losing in small pockets here, but we are winning in others, and then there's no fighting in some, because we have absolutely stretched the Spanish red raw here. And they must be surely about to capitulate. Oh, it keeps on going back and forth, doesn't it? 40% in favour of the aggressors now. We are getting some of our leaders wounded. So we've lost 172k to their 518. And India's been involved. Okay, so to eliminate the allies, we need to take India now. Okay, so that changes things slightly. Making sure we concentrate on that front now. Alright, you continue further south. You're holding this just fine. Okay, it's because we've got Pakistan under our control. And nothing's going on here. We have to hold our territory in the States as well. Alright, Spain is nearly about to capitulate, I would say. But it keeps... like, the game really, like, crashed. I've never had this much freezing. It's just because there's so many independent countries, thanks to the UK. So, numerically, even though we are outnumbered... not quite 2 to 1. We have 6.5 to 7 million manded... Oh no, this is the other way around. It keeps on flipping back and forth. We actually outnumber then. Oh, wow. We've got this war under wraps then. We've got 12 million... manpower. We've lost 750k, that's fine. They've got 6.6 to 7.4 and we've lost 604. Wow, I was going to say, even though we were outnumbered, the point I was trying to make is, like, bigger army diplomacy usually wins 9 times out of 10. But the anomaly is that we're battle hardened. Usually the allied forces have the numbers, but this time around, they don't. So we have 4 million... extra manpower on them, just because we've unified most of Europe under a communist banner. And our troops are battle hardened. They've been fighting Axis members in the Middle East and Scandinavia, and against a French tyrant as well. So, yeah, Spain is nearly about to fall. Viga, Braga, La Coruña, Oviedo, Lisbon, Gibraltar, Granada still stand defiant, but not for too much longer. No dangerous naval invasions happening. And now with the open border in India, we're really going to have to watch out for that. And now they're a major power, we're going to have to play in there. And the Kingdom of Spain has capitulated. Fantastic. And now, that is 2 of the major powers gone. Who's justifying against us? The Mexican Soviet Republic. Why? And how? They're communist. Why would they do that? Just straight up kick them out? No. So, we've managed to take... Oh, Canada's now been lumped in. Oh, it's because we're in 1942. It's just chucking people in. So to win this war now, we have to take 5 major powers out. Oh, God, that's crazy. But to be fair, they have to take out China, Italy, Belgium, and the Soviet Union. So we've managed to take out the UK and Spain here today. To finish off this allied war, we need to take out the United States, Canada, and India. So unfortunately, on that note, guys, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. We did take 2 out of 4 until Canada got lumped into it. So there are still 3 major powers in play. So this little skirmish we've had here, we might need to try and reallocate our forces all to India. Potentially, maybe even try and war deck some of these Chinese nations just so we can push in and over safely. Okay, now with the capitulation of the UK and Spain, the war in Europe is pretty much going to subside because they are not... look, there are some small allied holdings in Norway and Ireland, but realistically, we've managed to bring the Iron Curtain... we managed to slam it shut on the entirety of Europe. We need to ferry at least half of these units to North America to deal with the United States and then Canada itself, that we have to push further north now. And we also have to deal with the Middle East. Look, it's a little bit back and forth. I would say the Allies are probably winning Africa, but that's no concern to me, to be perfectly honest. And we need to focus on India, though. Yeah, because, look, the Soviet North Africa is losing significant territory there. And Spain has basically fled further south as well. So, it's the 4th of May, 1942. I would imagine this war could very well rage for another 2 more years. Oh, we could even maybe somehow bring Iceland into the fold, potentially. And Denmark has fled to Greenland. Maybe we can buy it.
Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series, and if you would like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Highly recommend Twitter. Every single time I post a video, a tweet goes out. It's much more reliable than the YouTube sub box. These days, to get all the notifications for the channel, you have to click the bell, of course, to join the notifications squad. I do enjoy reading those comments. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.